Hello, Las Vegas. They're gonna reach out to my candidate and hopefully extend the offer. I feel like I'm in a fighter cockpit right now.
I don't think he got an offer, and I don't think he has another offer on the table.
Oh, wow. This is what makes it worth it. Good morning and hello from Las Vegas. Gonna be here for the holidays, gonna be here through New Year's Eve. Just flew in late last night. Wasn't able to sleep much, but hey, you know the drill, gotta get up, drink my trusty Energize, which I always bring with me, and make the most of today. Couple updates. So our product designer synced up from our fintech client. They're actively working on her job offer. So hopefully that happens soon and we can officially extend and then push for a close. We were able to successfully close the other offer yesterday, which I'm really, really happy about. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. And then I guess the focus for today is just gonna go really, really hard on talking to a bunch of candidates. It's Thursday and Friday here. And I think we have about 4 more interviews as well. And I'm gonna do my best to kind of end the week off strong here with a lot of momentum. But yes, this is the first time that I'm actually working from the West Coast on East Coast hours. So even though I wasn't able to sleep, I had to wake up super early and start work around 5:36. But the great news is because it's East Coast hours on the West Coast, I finish around 2 to 3 o'clock anyway. So it gives us plenty of time to catch up on work, but most importantly, to explore and have fun in Vegas as much as possible. So hopefully I will take you along and show you what were some of the fun things that we have planned this week. But other than that, everything is going great. It just goes to show, like, one of the major perks of recruiting is you can work wherever you want, as long as you have access to Wi-Fi, you have a computer and phone. So my day is starting soon. As you can see, I got a packed calendar with tons of calls here, and then going to be sourcing probably software engineers, product, and then 2 new clients got back to me needing help with their production manager and possibly a marketing manager as well. So most likely going to be setting up calls next week. But I'm alive, I made it. First plane trip since 2020. And looking forward to crushing it and ending the week off strong. Simple setup, got my laptop, got my hydration, and got my extra screen. I don't normally travel with this, but we're here for at least a couple of weeks, so definitely want to bring my full setup or as close to it as much as possible. All right, so couple updates. I just got off the phone with one of my clients who, again, is trying to hire desperately his first hire, just to follow up with me to see how the candidate's doing. He talked to my candidate last week, renegotiated and offered him not 1 but 2%. And then since then, I haven't really heard back from my candidate, which is not really the best sign. I'm not inclined to overthink it or to get worried at this point. I did manage to hear back from him, and I'm gonna jump on the phone with him tomorrow, but typically it's not the best sign if the candidate's not being overly responsive after negotiations, after offer. So I'm not, again, expecting a positive solution here. As I kind of shared with you before, I wasn't really too confident going into it, but we'll definitely do my best to see how he's feeling. My gut's telling me that he, even with the negotiations, it's not going to be enough. He wants at least 2.5 to 3% equity. The client came up to 2. His salary is still low to 150. I think he's just waiting. My candidate's waiting any day now for a new offer to come from another much larger company that he's also interviewing at, where he's going to get a ridiculous cash package and all that. So not really looking or thinking or feeling too confident here, but again, we'll do what I can. Just gonna shut off my emotions and brain right now and just see what happens tomorrow, and we'll have to deal with it the best that we can, but put in a good day's work. I did have another client up in Boston reach out back to me. We've also been trying to help them with mobile engineers, software engineers. It's such a tough competitive position to work, and it's even more tough because there's such an early stage company with only about 15 people, and in this market everyone's risk averse. Nobody really wants to kind of join an early stage startup, and so a lot of people that came in to us, they're like, hey, like I think it's a cool idea, but I want to join much larger companies. And that's exactly what's happening here. It's easy for the company to feel like, oh, Preston's not sending us anyone, where in fact we're getting good responses, but it's just not the right fit for a lot of the candidates we're speaking to. So I'm gonna have to kind of keep digging here, hoping to try do a couple more pushes. Things are slowing down now with holidays literally being next week, but we'll see what happens. I'm always up for a challenge and I will do my best that I can. Unfortunately, we also had another candidate with them for a head of product position, and that's just been going on and on now in negotiations, and we just heard from the same client that the candidate has ultimately decided to pass because he has decided to start his own startup, and the offer terms and the position just wasn't enough for him to stop that and then to join them. So they're bummed out, a little bummed out about that. I really wasn't really talking too much about that because again, not too confident there. But again, just want to be transparent as I can with you that yes, we win deals, but we also lose quite a lot. And what we got to do is just not waste time feeling sorry and feeling pity. Just got to keep at it, start a new search. Probably going to hit product again later today and tomorrow and early next week, hoping to find a couple more folks for them. And then I will do my best with engineering. But so far, so good. The Vegas sun is bright. It's almost 1 o'clock and they're going to be heading out in a couple of hours, and can't wait to explore some of the nature and parks and all the fun things around in the city, specifically off the strip, because that's the part of Vegas I don't really know. And so we'll see what happens, and eager to connect with my candidate tomorrow to see how he feels about this other offer. So fingers crossed. So where I'm working has this beautiful patio, but we got like a really nice, super quiet neighborhood here. Check this out. Our house also has a really cool pool and a hot tub, which I want to check out. I don't know if you can see, but right up there above that house, you see mountains. That's the Red Rock National Park, which we might check out a little bit later today. But it's super quiet here. And then if you go on this side, you can see the watchtower right over there. But it's so crazy. Look at palm trees in December. So the crazy thing is, it's actually colder here than DC and New York, which is nuts, because if you are going to Vegas or Miami or somewhere warm, you expect it to be nice and warm. I'm knocking myself, be like, I totally forgot my winter jacket and I should have brought it. So we might have to buy some extra clothes here. I'm told that this is an anomaly. This is like a crazy winter cold spell that's going through Vegas right now. But even though the sun is shining and the blue sky is out, it's still really, really cold. So I'm kind of like almost shivering filming this right now, but it's really cool to be here. I did not expect this. This is completely unplanned. Was planning on just staying in DC for the holidays, but it's nice to be able to go somewhere else and change it up a little bit and bring on the New Year's. I've been to Vegas a couple times throughout my life. It's always been short trips on the strip. Never really saw Vegas off the strip, and so that's really what I want to focus on this trip. The food scene looks incredible. Of course, the entertainment's incredible, and there's supposed to be amazing nature here as well, in addition to the handful of good old usual tourist attractions. So we'll see what we can do. I'm still going to manage and work a lot, and I'm really kind of liking this whole West Coast, East Coast hours, because you finish a regular workday at 2 or 3 p.m. and you have really the whole day to do whatever you want. So good first day here, a little bit tired, time to make the most of it. All right, so another really, really interesting update to share with you. So remember my candidate who got a counteroffer, and then we went back to our client who renegotiated, matched that counteroffer, and then my candidate accepted. Well, since then till now, she's been texting me back and forth, asking me so many questions like, how many people am I going to manage? Is the office still going to be open from Christmas to New Year's? Is the company going to be fully remote? Is it going to stay hybrid because of the new variant that's spreading? I also went to Glassdoor and I saw a lot of people bad-mouthing the CEO, saying her leadership style is horrible. Like, is she still like that? Just asking so many questions, and I totally get that she's excited, she's nervous. I was ultimately concerned that she was looking for a reason to renege again, but after kind of doing my best to answer the questions and telling her that her best bet is to also just reach out to the team directly, reach out to HR directly for more specific questions, then they'll be more than happy to kind of answer them for her. I also share with her that in terms of the criticisms about the CEO, every company's not perfect. Every company, if you dig deep enough, are gonna have some sort of criticisms online. I asked her, are you looking for a reason to renege? She's like, no, I just, I'm super excited. I want to do more research. I want to prepare before I start my job. And then somehow I just unintentionally went down this rabbit hole, which is totally understandable. But I also share with her, a lot of the times, if you look at bad reviews or criticisms, it's very biased, or it's something happened to the employee, or they left on bad terms. and you just have to always take them for a grain of salt. Of course, everything will always have an aspect of truth to it, so you never want to be completely closed, but like you also don't want to make all your decisions based on everything you read online as well. And she totally get that. She understood. And I told her, hey, look, right now it's December 17th. You should just relax and just focus on celebrating with friends and family. Holidays are next week. Of course, any of the questions that you have, you can always reach out to me or reach out to the HR team. They'll be more than happy to. And I think after just mentioning that to her, I think she's the type of person that just likes to maybe get really analytical, maybe overthinks things a little bit, which I kind of got a little taste of with this counteroffer. But like ultimately, like she's excited, she's positive. I think it's just kind of like the jitters of getting a new job, and she just really wants to make sure she made the right decision. And I just, made her feel at ease. And that's what we got to do. Even after like an offer, even after an offer gets accepted, sometimes we still have to be accessible for the candidates, because at the end of the day, it's all about making sure the candidate has a great experience working with the company, but also most importantly, working with us. And sometimes if that means that we have to just free up some time of the day and just be there for them, be a ear for them to talk to, or just to add, for them to just ask more questions and be a resource, so be it. I'm happy to do that for them. I also heard from her that like even after making a decision the second time and telling her current company that she's going to reject their counteroffer, they're still aggressively pursuing her, so much so that it's leaving a really bad taste and overall bad experience in her mouth, further validating her decision to leave in the first place. I think counteroffers happen and they're natural, but for example, if you're a company and you give a candidate a counteroffer and it's rejected, the best course of action honestly is just be professional, be positive, and respect the candidate's decision. Because if you don't and you keep pushing and coercing, that's just gonna blow back in your face. The candidate's gonna really leave now because they're having a really horrible experience, or it can set off even more of a negative effect that candidates can start sharing their experience online or with other people. So counteroffers, I get it, are a very sensitive time, but if you extend the counteroffer, it gets rejected. Sometimes you just gotta let it be, bite your teeth, be professional, that the candidate's making the right decision for their career, and then you can focus on filling that role. So I was just frankly very surprised. It happens, but like this is after she shut it down multiple times and they're still going after her for whatever reason. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking, like going after her, being super aggressive, and what she says yes to it, and then she's just gonna happily stay there after going through all that. Like it, to me, just doesn't make any sense. So if you're a recruiter navigating a counteroffer situation, if you're a candidate offering a counteroffer situation specifically, and you see your current company acting in a crazy way, maybe listen to your gut, and maybe it's the right decision to leave in the first place. But other than that, interviews happened today, got 3 more calls, hopping on a call in a bit with my candidate to see just where he stands with this whole like modified offer with 2%. Again, I don't think it's gonna be enough, but we will not give up until it's fully over. I'm going to be leaving after my calls, just and again, enjoy Vegas and exploring. Yesterday I had a chance to go to Red Rocks, which is really cool. Today, just gonna be driving on little neighborhoods, maybe check out a restaurant, but blessed that, that we're able to kind of make it out here safely, found a good working situation here, and everything's still moving. So momentum is still doing really well. And like I want to do my best to make sure I finish Friday, finish my week on the strongest foot possible. See you in a bit. All right, just had a good Monday. No word from my candidate yet, but just to celebrate a good day, went out to the Strip to visit old stomping grounds. I used to stay at the Aria Casino and Resort, so we're here now, about to have fun in the casino, do a little window shopping, maybe check out the Crystal Shopping Mall, one of the luxury malls here in Vegas, to see if anything has changed. Let's check it out. If you've never been to a casino, it is an experience like no other, but most importantly, the smell of a casino is super unique. It's like musky, sweet, and whatever they pump in here just makes you feel alive and energetic. Not to mention all the noise of people celebrating the slot machines. Woo, one of a kind. Made it through the Aria Resort and Casino. Now we're walking into the shops at Crystal's, the luxury shopping mall right off the Aria Casino. Here we go. For what it's worth though, like even though I worked with her briefly, it was a wonderful experience on my end, and I guess I wish her nothing but the best, but that's of course big news for you and the team right before the holidays, right?
I know. So it was really disappointing because, Preston, we definitely lose people, but we don't lose them usually this early. We lose them like the second year or the third year. That's what we noticed the most of.
Yeah.
It's like, so we're going to focus in other parts of the country because we went work from home. We went from, now it's completely optional. So if people want to, they can.
Mm-hmm.
Just work from anywhere. So we don't want to just get them from New York City anymore. We definitely have to replace that position. So I'm looking to replace them again anywhere, but New York is preferable here because we're all here from HR.
And would you like our help with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Our feeling is that people in the director level, they don't actually granularly want to do any of the work.
Yeah, I definitely have seen that too. My suggestion then would not to maybe go after super senior, like senior directors or VPs. We can kind of maybe even reach out to as juniors, like senior managers or even associate directors, people that are not just too senior, because the more senior you get across all industries, the less you just kind of want to do work and focus more on people management.
You know, we need to hire probably another 75 people this year coming up.
Oh my gosh.
And so that's not going away anytime soon.
Okay, so got off the phone with the founder of my ad tech client, just catching up, and she shared that she's opening up a brand new role. My main point of contact at her company was the head of HR who just gave her notice and is no longer there, surprisingly. So she's asking me that she really needs help desperately with this position. She's also going to hire a technical recruiter, even an HR coordinator, and another 50, 75 more roles throughout the year. So as long as we can continue to maintain value, we can have a lot of work with these guys, which is fantastic. They're blowing up. They're almost pushing about $70 million in revenue, well on their way to $100 million, award-winning out of the tri-state area. So really happy to have a great relationship directly with the founder. We just closed an associate accounts director last week. Got a couple other really exciting candidates for business development, their paid media, and now HR. So before this week actually, my goal is to restart this search. We actually tried to help them out a little bit earlier this year. They filled someone and now they need help again, but this time we're gonna target folks a little bit more junior, not so much senior directors or VPs, more managers to directors, because it sounds like they need someone to really be hands-on in the trenches, who's willing to do work. And typically, the more senior you go, the less work you want to do and more people management you want to do, which is completely valid. But for them, because they're still kind of a small and scrappy team, especially in the HR, they need someone that has that people management experience, but is also happy to be hybrid and put in the work. So happy to just pick up new roles, maintain momentum, and we'll be focusing on this, especially right before the holidays. So let's keep going. Okay, so really quick updates. So we actually heard back from our fintech client about an update with my product designer client in process. So I just heard just a moment ago today that the fintech internally got final approval on the HR team with the new established bands, and now they're gonna reach out to my candidate and hopefully extend the offer, which is amazing. One thing I had to do is now reconnect with my candidate. It's been quite some time since I spoke with her. Last time I spoke with her and did a process call, she did share that she wasn't interviewing anywhere else, but because a lot of time has gone by, I'm a little bit concerned that she's now in process, possibly deep in process with other companies. So we might have a potential bidding war or some other obstacle obstacles and complications that we're just gonna have to figure out. But on the whole, again, awesome. Now my next goal is to reconnect with my candidate to see if she's just as positive, just as excited. I think they're gonna offer her 2 different offers with 2 different salaries and equity splits. One will have a higher salary, lower equity. One will have a lower salary, higher equity. And I love it when companies do this because you ultimately give the power back to the candidate to make the choice of what makes the most sense to them. Do they put more weight on equity? Do they put more weight on salary? Whatever the case is, they have the power and freedom to choose whatever resonates with them the most. So, great news. I'm super pumped. Just finishing off my day, I did a massive push on marketing and product. Gonna hit HR tomorrow and also software engineers. But so far, last week of the year, we got a freaking offer. Time to close. Let's do it.
Look, conversation went really well. You know, if I give you my gut feeling, I don't think he got an offer from the other place he was thinking about. And I don't think he has another offer on the table.
Oh, wow.
You know, he wants to think about it until the new year starts. He's comfortable with the offer. You know, he was like, you know what, actually the 150 and 2, I'm good with, all makes sense. I think now it's where the rubber meets the road, right? So I made the pitch and we'll see where he lands. But, you know.
All right, well, I can always follow up with him. I don't think I'll be able to gather anything new from him, but you know, well, in the meantime, we'll try to continue to find you someone else. And of course, it seems like Reed at least is connected with Caitlin over the New Year's too. So, or will connect with Caitlin over the New Year's. So, at least things are moving. Okay, so just connected with my client who is looking for his first hire here, and just as I suspected, no real progress. You know, he kind of gathered from that conversation that my candidate, who is expecting another cushy offer, may not have gotten the offer. Because he's also kind of surprised why my candidate's still engaged, and my candidate, I think, seemed more engaged on this call than before. So that kind of signaled to my client, the founder, he's like, oh, maybe my candidate never got an offer. And then the candidate also told my client that he's now okay with the 150, he's now okay with 2%, which is something he never really said outwardly before. The only issue now is just the candidate has to decide, like, does he want this or not? And it's December 22nd on a Wednesday as I'm filming this, and how they ended the call is the candidates asked my founder to give him at least 2 weeks until the first week of January so he can make up his mind. That what obviously wasn't optimal for my client because he wanted to answer sooner than later, but because he's like so desperate and like, you know, this position is so important, he really likes him, he also didn't want to give my candidate a rough deadline. I don't know, in this situation, so much time has gone by and they've talked so many times and they went back and forth so many times. Like, it's now a matter of like, does the candidate want this job? And, you know, in other instances, I would have advised maybe to the client to just give the candidate a timeline, like give them at least, you know, half a week max. So, you know, even though that may seem aggressive, it's ultimately the better use of everyone's time. If it's a no, the client can move on. If it's no for candidate, the candidate can move on. The candidate can move on knowing that they made the right decision. A lot of time has gone by, and it's still like we have to wait another 2 more weeks for the candidate to kind of make up his mind. It also made sense for the client not to be too aggressive because the holidays are literally starting in 2 days, New Year's Eve next week. So, and then my candidate is traveling. So I'm gonna do my best to kind of sync up with the candidate to see like what's going on, how is he thinking, how's he feeling. But this is never something that I was truly comfortable with. And I also just have to be very tactful here, be respectful that, you know, this is the holidays, this is the New Year's, not to make things too aggressive, not to try to accelerate the process too much. I will of course hedge and try to hedge by trying to find my client a lot of other people so that he can kind of have a plan B, plan C. But it's a tough sell in this market to join and be the first hire of a company, you know, that's basically a founding status, co-founder status. And for a lot of people who are generally a lot more risk averse with what's been going on the past 2 years, it's a tough sell. We'll see what happens. I'm just gonna try to ping my candidate, listen to him, try to just gently guide this thing forward and see what we can do. But your guess is as good as mine. I don't think we'll be able to close this week or before the New Year's, which is sad. So I'm gonna try to focus on other things that are simmering. So far, it's been a good day. Just been hitting digital marketing a lot, really trying to look for a paid search manager, director of paid acquisition, and an AVP of paid media. So if you know of anyone who is fully remote, who's good in both paid search and paid social, has at least about 3 years of professional experience
experience working in that capacity, whether they're coming from in-house or agency, please let me know. This is something that's a very, very high priority for some of my clients, and just doing the best that I can. But getting tired, feeling it's been a long day, and just gonna push a couple more hours and take it easy. Hello, happy Wednesday morning. Really doing my best, as you know, to finish off this week and this month and this year off really, really strong. Things are considerably slowing down every single day we get close to the holidays. I'm actually also taking a break off next week. So really just trying my best to kind of pack in this week as much as possible. And even though it's getting harder to schedule candidates and then to, schedule client calls, we still have a good 4 interviews today, about 4 interviews tomorrow. Have about also like 9 candidate calls today and about 7 tomorrow. We got a full day today, half day tomorrow, and they're gonna be spending the second half of Thursday and Friday off in addition to next week. And what's really crazy is that I've never really taken a week off just for myself. This is the first time ever. And it's really exciting, but it's also really, really stressful because you know me, I just love to kind of do whatever I can to keep the momentum going. It's all about consistency, and I feel like a week is such a long time. And if I just stop working, I just feel like I'm just gonna lose control of everything. Momentum will stop. But as you know, I've been doing this long enough where I'm all about just like mental health, sustainability, gotta take care of myself as well. I worked my butt off this entire year, and it's a blessing to make it to December being healthy, feeling good, and the business still cranking on good momentum. So I feel like out of everything that we've been through, ups and downs, it's also been one hell of a ride, even just my personal and health journey this year. At the least, I definitely deserve just to kind of take a full week off and really decompress. Moving through this week, we do have an offer out for one of our product designers. I reached out to her, haven't heard back from her, not the best sign. The company reached out to her, extended an offer yesterday, haven't heard back a response. They did say that she was traveling all throughout Europe with spotty internet, so I'm hoping that's kind of a saving grace, and that's the reason why we haven't heard from her since. Typically, if an offer comes out and you don't hear back from the candidate at least in the 24 hours, not the best sign. But last I spoke with her, she was super excited about my client. She wasn't interviewing anywhere else. They're gonna come out with the salary range that she was hopefully kind of targeting. So I think all in all, we're looking pretty good. But the holidays and her traveling is making it a little bit complicated. Just get in touch with her to see how she feels. And if she wants to negotiate, then that's where, that's the purpose of that discussion. I just can't get in touch with her. So I'm just gonna try to be patient here and try to see if we can hear back from her and close this. We're also expecting my client who's looking for his first hire to hop on the call with my candidate in a couple hours today. Again, my client was able to come up, offer him not 1, but 2% equity, but my candidate is like interviewing at all these other Ubers of the world where he's gonna get a cushy salary and RSU. So it's just really up to him on what does he want for his next job in his career. Does he just want to stay on the big tech track, get a cushy salary, and go off to the sunset? Or does he really just want to take a risk, take a chance, change things up a little bit, and join an early stage startup where he can have complete ownership and, of course, unlimited income potential with salary and equity? So he's not disengaged. He did not reject it yet. He knows that we really don't have that much more wiggle room on the salary and equity, and he really just needs to hear it from the founder's mouth to hear again the vision and the reason why the founder thinks that this company has a great chance of success if he joins. So that's the purpose of that call. I connected with the founder last week and I told him just sell as best as you can. That's really the only play that you can have here. And then of course I will provide a secondary role to support hopefully the close, but not really that confident here. I'm just still happy that it's honestly still happening. I also want to say, if you've ever reached out to me, I really, really appreciate it. And my whole inspiration on taking you behind the scenes and just showing what I do, what recruiters do, is I just want to be as transparent as possible. Recruiting is essentially very similar to sales, and a lot of sales professions in general have a bad rep of all like the shady tactics and games that they play. Just to be honest, like when I first learned recruiting, I learned some of that myself, and I just want to be transparent. And I think that by making these videos and showing you what I do, I'm by no means perfect. There's so many better ways, and so there's so many more ways I can improve, and I always want to challenge myself to improving. I think recruiting as a profession is one of the best professions that you can do, but it can easily be overshadowed by a lot of bad players who just don't work in an ethical way or who just like to play games and shady tactics. And I firmly believe that, if I'm a recruiter and I continue recruiting, and hopefully if you're in the same industry, I just want us to get inspired, motivated to recruit better. When I first learned how a lot of like traditional agency shops play games and don't really prioritize the time and prioritizing the value that they give to candidates and clients, like honestly, that rubbed me the wrong way. And I just want to make sure that when I decide to work for myself, that's something that I could have complete control over that domain and really change. And I'm trying my best to really not play any games at all, really try my best to not push aggressively the clients, push aggressively the candidates, because at the end of the day, that leaves a bad taste in people's mouth, affects some people to just not want to work with you. So for me, of course, if I'm representing a candidate who is interviewing with my client, of course, 100%, I will be biased that, would love to have nothing more than for my candidate to work for my client. But at the same time, I'm trying my best to really separate my emotions and ultimately ask myself, like, what is my role as a recruiter? And over the years, I've learned that even though it'd be great for a candidate to work at my client, that's the whole reason why I get paid. At the end of the day, what's more important for me is the candidate has a good experience, or the client has a good experience working with me. And whether or not that means the candidate accepts a job at my client or not, ultimately, it's really their decision. I'm not here to push, I'm not here to coerce. I'm just here to do what I can with the connections of both sides to present the most information I can to both sides so that they can make the best decision for themselves. If that means the client will hire someone else, if that means the candidate will get a different job, then so be it. But to me, reputation and building sustainable business is the most important thing that I want to continue doing, and I hope inspire you that if you're watching this, that you can do the same thing too. I think recruiting can be better, and I want to challenge myself every day, every week, and challenge you all that if you're in the same profession, that we can also continue to do better, elevate ourselves, and provide more value to everyone. It's a win-win at the end of the day, and if we can do that, the focus will be less on competition, hyper competition, and more on just collaboration. I'm always open to talking and chatting with any recruiting professionals out there, whether you're just starting out, you need advice, or whether you're working for yourself, you've been working for yourself for a couple of years, or you own your own agency. I love meeting other talent acquisition, headhunters, recruiters, because we all do the same thing regardless of whatever industry that we're in. And I think there's so many ways that we can all just help each other out. There's so many ways we can also continue to be better for our clients and for our candidates. So now wrapping up this year and just looking back what I've done and looking forward to what I want to do next year, I just want to continue this theme of just helping to elevate recruiting and get everyone pumped up and excited that we can just always do things better and not resort to how it's always been done.
Gorgeous and blessed to be working in the middle of winter, looking at nothing but sunshine, blue sky, and palm trees. Happy Thursday morning and happy last day of the week. It is the day before Christmas Eve here, and I'm just taking probably less than half a day. You're gonna spend probably an hour or two sourcing a couple HR positions and marketing positions, not really going too hard because I'm gonna be off all next week. We had 2 interviews happen today as well, which is fantastic. Still no progress on our product designer who has an extended offer. She's traveling around Europe in areas that don't have the best Wi-Fi connection, so I'm hoping everything's still okay and we can hear back from her soon. As you saw from yesterday, my candidate spoke with my client, and we're just gonna have to wait until New Year's to see what his decision is. Not really that confident about that. Gonna be picking up a head of product role and a lead product designer for one of our favorite e-commerce clients in New York. We're actually working the lead product designer position. It's very, very difficult. So if you have, or if you guys know of anyone that's a really good lead product designer, UX, UI, end-to-end, that has great consumer-facing experience, who's worked at great direct consumer e-commerce retail brands, definitely definitely reach out to me. There's honestly really no point to go too crazy because I'm offline all next week,
and I don't want my emails to go stale. I don't want responses to come in and then I can't schedule them for 2 weeks, and that's just ultimately not the best for coordinating, and it's just gonna let a lot of my candidates or the leads that come in to kind of dry up, and then I have to pick up that momentum. I'd rather just wait a little bit, do a huge sourcing push, have the response come in, and immediately set them up for a phone call. Still gonna do a little bit more sourcing, wrap up some outstanding emails. I am also going to send out an agreement with a client based in the Midwest here in the States, looking to hire engineers, my favorite. And if that goes well, we can start sourcing for that as well. But even despite everything, we still have a lot of open positions across engineering and product and HR, marketing. We will do our best to continue to update our open positions down below. As of right now, I am slowly wrapping up. I just got a little bit more work to do and gonna really make the most of this half day and have fun. Maybe check out some good food, check out some tourist attractions, and then we'll end it off with a bang. So I'm really, really excited to end this last week of 2021 with you all on a high note. Looking back at this year, I just can't help but wonder and just really be excited and be super grateful for everyone that reached out. Whether you're a solopreneur, whether you're a recruiter, whether you're a sales professional, whether you own a small team or not, everything from work to a job to running your own business is extremely demanding. And I just wanted to be able to showcase what I do every single day in a very transparent manner. We all know on the internet, a lot of people just highlight the great stuff, the successes, but as we all know, that's not realistic. And for me, I just want to show and take you along for the ride of even the struggles, the hard parts, when I lose deals, when I feel like I get punched in the stomach. I have to just get up and show up back to work. What I do now is no different than what I did when I started this business, and it just drops my jaw on like what we were able to accomplish this year, from the types of companies and investors that we work with, to the amount of deals that we've done, all the way to the caliber of talent that we constantly interface with on a network. To that, I'm just super, super grateful. Never would have thought that this would happen. But at the same time, it hopefully will show you that regardless of where you are in your career, whether you're working at a job, whether you're working for yourself or you manage your own team, it's honestly all about just showing up, doing the work, be disciplined, be consistent, and having grit every single day. Of course, you can work smarter, you can choose new software, you can automate stuff and new resources, but if you don't have the work ethic and discipline and the ability to be resilient and persistent when things are tough, then none of that matters. And I firmly believe that if you can just put your heart and soul into your work and your business and you provide the best value that you can, your business will ultimately take care of you. There's still so many aspects of recruiting that I need to learn. I am no way coming on here showing you that I'm perfect, whether it's cold calling, interfacing with clients, interfacing with candidates, streamlining my own operations and processes and systems. There's so many ways for me to grow. One of the reasons I really want to create this channel is to be able to just hopefully network and meet other amazing professionals who are doing something similar or the same thing. So for all those that reached out, and if you just joined, I'm super grateful for you all. It's been one hell of a journey, and there's nothing better than to kind of go along with the journey with you all and hearing your thoughts and your perspective. So if you continue to have questions, if you think I could have handled situations better, please let me know. I try my best to read everything and I try my best to respond to you all, but I'm just really, really grateful that the business has done what it's done, that we were able to overcome even a lot of personal health challenges and scares this year, and just the fact that I'm making this video from Vegas. A completely unplanned, spontaneous trip, wrapping up the new year. What more can I ask for? So I'm excited to end this year off on a good note. I'm even more excited to start 2022 with tremendous momentum with you all. Have a lot of exciting new things planned and I can't wait to start rolling out. But at the end of the day, goals are goals, but the goals can only happen if you execute and be consistent and focus on just keeping it simple. What am I supposed to do day to day? Make sure you prioritize your action high priority items, allocate your low priority items to the mornings or evenings or the weekends so that you stay focused on activities that really push your business. And whether you're doing deals, whether you're not doing deals, keep at it and keep being consistent. Always happy to hear about the other people's successes and what you're doing in your own industry and in your own market. I think recruiting is one of the best careers you can have. We get paid to make a difference in people's lives. We get paid to sell some of the best talented people out there. And honestly, when a deal happens, there's no better feeling in the world. Getting that email, getting that phone call from your candidates or clients saying they found an amazing, their dream rockstar star because of you. Their families' lives have changed. They moved from Texas to New York, and because of you, like all of these things make it completely worth it.
Don't tell me how you feel, so quietly next to me. The silence souvenir, letting you go, letting you go. Keep craving you the days that you don't want me, like searching for some heat inside a cold breeze. On and on forever, won't you hold me? Now won't you hold me?
Oh my God, just sat in for the first time this Corvette 2021, and I feel nice and snug. I feel like I'm in a fighter jet, like I'm everything. This is high to my right side. I feel like I'm in a fighter cockpit right now. It's nice, sleek, good lines. It's a sexy black Corvette. Gonna take it out for a ride. Oh my God. That was loud. All right, here we go. Wish us luck. We are so low to the ground. Holy crap. Woo! Oh my God, it hugs beautifully. Going on the highway. The steering wheel is square. It makes holding on to it nice and comfortable. Oh my God, there's traffic in front of me.
Oh man.
Woo! It's gonna be driving for 20 minutes. We'll see the next destination.
Keep missing you the days that you don't see me, like searching for a heart inside of my sheet. Sitting here forever, won't you hold me? Now won't you hold me? Oh, 'cause baby I try to tell lies. Now I could spell them out if I still tried. 'Cause I don't care as long as you're there, as long as you're there. Baby, we can do this all night. Keep on second guessing our love, oh love. I don't really care if you don't.
Off the loop, we have all these amazing hikes here. Like for example, this one, Calico Hills hike. How long is it? Distance one way, only 3 miles. This thing is a beauty, a dream come true, an absolute pleasure to drive. It's amazing. All right, check this out. Just checked into the Cosmopolitan, and guess what? We got a free upgrade. This is the dining room. Got a nice little coffee area here, some wine, iPad where you do room service. And here you get really nice, cute little bathroom with the shower. Beautiful living area, TV there. Here you have the bedroom. Got a nice little Shea Lounge sofa, epic views. Then you walk this way, gorgeous, gorgeous bathroom. His and her sinks, massive shower here with a bench, beautiful tub, really cool wallpaper, toilet there. And then check this out. You see the view, slides open like this, take a step, and look at that. Hello, Las Vegas. And this is where you can watch the famous Bellagio fountains. And you got a couch, a chair, table. This is what makes it worth it. Oh man, just feeling super grateful. I mean, never would I've expected to be in Vegas, let alone at the Cosmo in a ridiculous suite. It's so funny that life can just happen so fast. If you just focus and stay disciplined, life can move really, really fast. Your goals can be hit, your business can expand, and anything that you wildly imagined can be accomplished. So coming to the end of the year just makes me reflect on the entire year before and gets me even just more excited about finishing this year off with friends, family, and looking forward to 2022. If we can overcome this year together with all the crazy markets and the crazy past 2 years, I think we can accomplish anything together. And just standing here overlooking Las Vegas, it inspires me like no other. You see the hustle, you feel the energy, you see a city that never sleeps here on the West Coast, and I can't wait to get back at it and work hard again. But right now, don't forget, self-care is everything. It doesn't matter how much money you make or how well you do if you're not taking care of yourself. So I'm just taking a little staycation within my vacation here after all this year, and I think we're just gonna really stay here for one night and really enjoy the moment and be present and get excited for tomorrow and the rest of the year. Happy Friday, and it is that time to end yet again another video where I wrap up a week, a month, and a year with you all. It's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy year, and I'm just really thankful and excited to just share a lot of it with you all. And it's funny thinking about starting this channel. It really was kind of a spontaneous idea, and never would I've expected all the great people, all of you reaching out, providing your support, good energy and vibes. Really keeps me motivated, keeps me inspired to keep pushing forward and trying to make the best content for you all. Recruiting as a whole is a massive industry. There's so many amazing professionals around the world doing what I do in different industries. It's also an extremely tough job, as you can see, where we have to manage thousands of different little plates and scenarios at the same time, interacting with candidates on one side and clients on the other. And it's just so cool to meet other talent acquisition, headhunters, recruiting professionals around the world doing the same thing. It's a very competitive industry, but I also think that if we can focus less on that and more on collaboration and helping each other out, we can provide even more value than ever to all the stakeholders, candidates, companies, than ever before, and we can all win at the end of the day. I am so grateful to be a recruiter. Recruiting is, I think, one of the best professions that you can have. We literally get paid to make a difference in people's lives, and it never gets old hearing about the amazing stories from candidates and companies of how we played a small part in helping them find a rockstar candidate or finding their dream job. But it's been an absolutely insane year. I'm happy to say it's been one of our biggest years as well. As you saw, we've shattered a lot of ridiculous goals and milestones. As much as I love to show like how much we're making on the money, I just want to make it clear it's not about money. Money is not everything. It's really about the continuous value, how much we try our best to provide value and go beyond for our candidates and clients that makes these offers happen. The art of recruiting is all about just being there, being present, having a sense of urgency, and being consistent, and doing whatever you can to just present all the facts to clients and candidates so that they can make the best decision, and most importantly, making sure everyone has just a good experience overall. As we all know, finding a job is stressful and hard enough. But I'm sure if you're curious, December, have to end it and have to share this with you. We were able to do 3 successful deals. We were able to successfully place an associate account director, a product manager, and a program director. And even though, again, it's not about money, just really blown away that we were able to end the month billing with a total of $70,800, which is mind-blowing. What we get paid is just a reflection of the value that we provide to our candidates and clients, and I just want to show you through these videos that if I can do it, you can do it too. What's crazy is that there's so many other recruiters out there who are doing way more and way better than what I'm doing. I'm not perfect by all means. I'm just one person just doing my best and always trying to find ways to provide more and more value. If you have any questions, again, about recruiting and startups, interviewing, please comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. As I mentioned before, I'm always looking for other great talent acquisition professionals, other recruiting professionals in different industries out there doing exactly what I do, and would love to hear from your experience or how you would have tackled any of these scenarios any differently. I am motivated. It's my priority to really rest up here and recharge as much as possible so that when we fly back to the East Coast, it's game time, it's work time, it's a brand new year. It's time to reset, get crystal clear on your goals, and just make it a phenomenal year. But don't forget, the year will only be as good as how well you can goal plan and goal set right now. Be crystal clear. Don't forget to set massive goals that scare you, but that will also push you to get out of bed every single day and show up. Recruiting is fast-paced. You're dealing with tons of variables constantly, but if you can just show up, take care of your business, take care of your relationships, focus on providing really good value and not play any games and be as transparent as possible. Your recruiting career can skyrocket, or whatever you're doing right now, you can just scale that up 10, 20, 50x. And I'm excited to see all of you grow as well. I'm gonna finally be taking a couple weeks off, something that I just never have done, but I'm trying my best to get better. It's all about work-life balance and sustainability as well. It doesn't matter if you're doing so well, it doesn't matter if you had a monster month, if you can't keep it up and be consistent. So I'm gonna do my best to spend time with friends, family, and explore all the different facets that Vegas has to offer. Really blessed to be able to be on the opposite coast, bringing in a brand new year. But I appreciate you all. Really, really grateful. I'm excited, and I promise you next year will be awesome, and we will do our best to bring it and make a lot of other exciting content and tackle other exciting and possible scenarios together. I'll see you in 2022, and let's all work hard to make recruiting better, and let's collaborate, let's work together and provide the best value that we can to everyone. So guys, happy 2021, wishing you a happy holidays, happy New Year's, have a great New Year's Eve, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you on the next one.